Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today it's time for the 5th adaptation vlog with Edward. And Edward, we haven't talked in quite a few weeks actually. How have you been?
Really good. Actually, I'm on day 45 and I feel pretty amazing almost all the time. Even if sometimes I still have some difficulties to wake up during my call. So even this morning, I stay for about 20 minutes and I don't even recall what I was doing. So I don't know if I was microsleeping or not. I see myself standing up and I force myself to stay up. But unfortunately, I sit down and then my head falls down and then I sleep for like maybe 3 or 2 minutes and then I wake up and after 20 minutes it's like perfect. I'm fully awake and no more sleep inertia.
Okay, how is it with your naps? Are you getting the same feeling after your naps or is it only after your core at the moment?
Only after my core. I mean, sometimes I still have a bit of sleep inertia after some naps. It can be either in the morning or in the afternoon. There's no really particular time. I think it depends about my nap quality. Sometimes I still have naps where I feel like I don't sleep at all. Nevertheless, I'm asleep and the wake is extremely easy when I have those type of sleeps. Usually it's light sleep and SWS naps. Like I have really rare one. I had like about four during all my schedule, maybe 5. Also, I have really pleasant naps where I have full of REM. I didn't go more. I didn't get more than 70 minutes in one shot of REM. But that's pretty cool. And I have like dreams, and I never had dreams before in any schedule that I did in my naps. So it's a really good experience. Like sometimes I'm dreaming, then I wake up during my nap, and I'm like, what the fuck? Where am I? Sorry. And it's a really good experience because I fall back asleep and I know I'm dreaming, so I can like potentially control my dream, even though it's like not. I'm not really experienced in that type of dream, so I think I will go a little further in the experimentations, and then normally it will be even better. So yeah, really, it's only at my core wake where it's very difficult to wake up. But once I'm awake, it's really okay. I feel very good. Unfortunately, I still have a bit of erratic. Sleep architecture. So sometimes, well, it's not sometimes, it's pretty much all the time. I have like 2 or 3 days of pretty consistent SWS REM in my core, also in my naps, and then the day after, like I can fall to about 20 or 30 minutes of REM in my core sleep, and light sleep gets I get much more light sleep, like 20 minutes more in my core. And usually when I have those type of rebounds, I have very, very intense REM naps afterwards. And then it stabilizes for about 2-3 days and again and again and again. I think that it's like slowly stabilizing or something. I don't know how to spell that. But it's very slow. It's very, very slow, and it's quite frustrating. Even though I feel pretty good, if I had to give like a scaling of my adaptation, I would say that the really, really rough part is 1 to 30 days. So 1 to 30 days is very, very difficult. Then 30 to 40 days, it's like somewhat difficult, but it begins to be easier from times to times. Meanwhile, it's very frustrating because sometimes you feel very good and sometimes you feel like shit. So you just want to be adapted, and so you sometimes put your defense down, and it's in those moments that I think it's potentially the highest risk to oversleep. And then 40 to about 50 days, it's where I am actually. It's amazing. It's really amazing. I feel very good. I have very pleasant naps, even though sometimes I have a bit of energy dips, but it's nothing really difficult.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and that seems to be common here, that the fourth stage is like the most frustrating because you don't know if you're progressing or not. Like, imagine if you didn't have a sleep tracker, you wouldn't have any idea how your core would be. You would just like feel good for a few days maybe, then feel bad, and it would just feel like you're stagnating. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I hear it the like half of of what you said because it's like a little laggy. I'll try to go in 4G. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi connection, but I don't think so. Um, okay. Okay. So now normally I have a very powerful connection. So you can talk. Maybe repeat what you said.
Oh, he left. Welcome back.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now. Okay.
Okay. So normally.
So yeah, I just said that. Yeah. Did you hear what I say? What I said?
I was just saying that normally I'm in 4G, so I have a good progression connection. Sorry.
Yep. No problem. But yeah, I was just saying that the fourth stage is very frustrating because you don't know if you're progressing or not. And if you didn't have your sleep tracker, I would be sure that you would feel the same. You know, many days of feeling bad, then a few days of feeling good. You know, you don't feel like you're getting anywhere. But now you can see from your sleep tracker readings that your core is actually repartitioning. You're getting more quality sleep, and I'm sure that's an extra level of confidence for you.
Yes, sure. Because in my opinion, if I didn't have any sleep tracker, I would only rely on what's established by the community, and it would be very difficult because I was like, even with my sleep tracker, I was like, fuck, will I even adapt one day? Because sometimes you really feel like shit, but it's incredible how you can micro sleep in a matter of seconds, and the day after or the nap after you feel like extremely good. It's like refreshing as like crazy, and then you take another nap, and then again you feel sluggish like crazy, and then you're like, fuck, where I am, where the fuck I am in this adaptation. And yeah, it's very frustrating even with my EEG. So I don't even think about not having any EEG. My friend is following a dual course one schedule with 3 hours of REM core and 3 hours of SWS core and one nap. And he's about the same, like very frustrated because he's in stage 4 like me. So sometimes he's pretty much awake, sometimes not, and yeah, it's very frustrating for him because he doesn't have any EEG. But yes, I push him, and I taught him everything that I know, so he cannot fail this schedule normally.
Yeah, that's great to hear. It's great that you're supporting each other. But okay, let's go into a bit of more detail how it has been since we last talked. You know, you said that now you're feeling like 3 days good, 1 day bad. But how was it? You know, day 30 to 35, or day 30 to 40, as you said previously, that was a bit harder, like medium difficulty. So how would you explain that more in depth? Would you say that you had like every day was worse, and now it's turned to some good days, or was it like every second day was bad? How would you describe it?
Um, I'd say that the frequency of tiredness has decreased, but yes, between day 35 and day 40, I was already a bit recovered, but not enough to feel really good. So I was pretty good, yeah, really. And then I had a big session to the trampolining park where I go, and I felt the next day I felt my muscles like really tensed and so on. And that night was a very rough night in SWS. And the days after, I thought I've been back in stage 3. So I think that any little increase in your SWS needs because of like anything you could do, like drinking alcohol, practicing a lot of sports, may like set you back a little. I don't know if it's a real setback, but I was really sluggish and it was very difficult. I really thought I was in stage 3. So between day 39 and 41, or maybe day 38 and 41, I need to have a look at my ZO to be sure about that. I think I was in stage 3, then I was back in stage 4, and it's very special because it's really oscillating between stage 3 and stage 4. I could not say that I'm really in stage 4, really in stage 3, but it's like juggling between both of them.
Yeah. The thing with sleep needs are that they are specific to your lifestyle, your age, and your genetics. And when you go alter your lifestyle, your sleep needs also change. Like you said, when you exercised more, you needed more slow wave sleep to recover that. And your repartitioning only covers the sleep needs thus far. So when you increase your sleep needs, you're actually like falling back into an adaptation in order to get the sleep need that you need, the sleep that you need, and that fixes itself usually just by sticking on schedule and lowering your sleep need again. But if you would go and permanently change your sleep needs, for example by exercising every day, that would require another adaptation so that your core would repartition more. It's really interesting.
Yeah, because I exercise every day. Every morning I exercise pretty hard, and so what you're saying is like, technically, if I didn't exercise for the whole adaptation part, I would feel much better and it maybe would be faster, no?
Yeah, possibly, because you would need less repartitioning, but then if you started exercising really hard after that, it would take time to get used to, or you might have to increase your core length sporadically in order to combat that or something. It's a much easier time to be in by just being strict through the whole schedule. So if you, for example, stopped exercising now, you would probably adapt very quickly to that because you would need less sleep, less SWS, but it would be hard for you to start exercising again really hard.
Okay. So here I'm planning to like exercise only 3 times a week, but extremely intensely. So you think once I will be adapted, I will like have a small setback to maybe repartition, or maybe I won't need it because I will have sufficient SWS needs?
I don't think that it's going to be an issue really. This is mainly a problem during the adaptation because I mean, when you're monophasic and you exercise, it usually takes a few days for your body to recover. That's the same thing with polyphasic sleep. It's going to take, maybe 2 days to recover the muscle breakage and repairing the muscles. So you're going to have a bit higher sleep need, but your core should still be able to handle that extra bit because of trading slow wave sleep or trading light sleep for slow wave sleep. So I don't think you have to worry about that. It's if you go to really low percentages of light sleep, that's when the issue starts, because your body can naturally increase the repartitioning a bit to combat the increased sleep need, but also your muscles are going to be broken and being repaired for only a limited amount of time, so it's not going to be catastrophic.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. It's around 2 or 3 days when I have a very rough exercise or something. I feel a bit sluggish for about 2 or 3 days. Yeah.
Okay. That's very cool. And and yeah, sure, sure thing. You talked about your naps having a bit of a different architecture from time to time. Are you still noticing a pattern? Like, do you get a specific amount of naps with REM sleep, or do they vary? Do the amounts of REM that you get in total from naps vary, or what's the situation like there?
Usually I get between 10 to 15 minutes REM in each naps of the morning, so both of the naps. I never get REM in my midday nap, never get REM in my afternoon nap. Usually I get SWS. So astonishingly, I don't really feel that sluggish when I wake up during SWS of my midday nap and afternoon nap. It's pretty okay. Like I feel a bit more of sleep inertia, but it's about the same when I wake up during REM. But yeah, I really get between 6 to 10 minutes SWS in my midday or afternoon naps, and between 10 to 15 minutes of REM in my morning naps. Yesterday, for example, I got 12 minutes of SWS in my midday nap, so it was pretty intense and pretty deep. Easy to wake up from, so no problem. But yeah, I still have sometimes, like this morning, for example, I had an SWS nap. So I don't understand why this nap just introduced itself in the morning. But yeah, I had an SWS nap, even though I didn't have SWS. I just had the entry in SWS for a few minutes, and then light sleep. So that's it.
Yeah, that's very interesting for sure. It's crazy during adaptations how you can get SWS anywhere if you have a bit of an elevated sleep need. Very interesting. I'm sure it must be very strange for you to get a slow wave sleep in the morning when the REM pressure is so high.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Especially.
But
I don't hear you anymore if you're trying to speak or something.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Yeah, you're also coming out a bit robotic and talking slowly, but it must be your internet connection or something. Um, okay, but if we look at this point in time, comparing the stage 4 of your current adaptation to the stage 4 of your E1 extended adaptation, how would you say that they're comparing to each other?
Nothing the same. I'd say that my E1 extended schedule was most likely a monophasic sleep pattern because my nap was useless. I had only a few light sleep, and it was very difficult to fall asleep. So I could take like between 5 to 10 minutes to fall asleep. It was awful. And my core sleep also, I couldn't fall asleep quickly, and this is what I really really like in my E4 extended schedule, is that I fall asleep in around 1 to 5 minutes, sometimes a bit more when really I had like sport or something just before. But yeah, it's always most of the time really fast to fall asleep. What can I compare also is that my sleep quality is much much higher in my E4 extended schedule. So I really feel that my each of my sleep blocks are very deep. My E1 extended, I was like pretty much awake during all my core. So I could wake up like 4 or 5 times during my core. Even if I didn't recall it, I knew that I woke up because at some times it was like that, most likely that I was awake. So yeah. Also, my energy levels are different, so I feel more energized on E4 extended and more productive. Like for the moment, like since about 4 days, I feel extremely productive. So I can achieve like about, yeah, 17 or 16 hours of work in one day, and it's crazy because I don't feel like I want to stop. I want to continue and work and work and work, and it's crazy. Like I can really get things done, and even though sometimes I'm like a bit irritable, like I can be a little nervous or something, because yes, I'm like how do you say that in French? It's perfectionniste. Hold on. Have a look. So yeah, I'm perfectionist. Perfectionist. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. So I'm extremely productive. During E1 extended, I had lots of phase where I was like very lazy and I didn't want to do anything. I was not getting anything done, and yes, it's incredible how I can stay productive in a 3 hours awake block. So in the morning, I do my gymnastics, then I go straight away to my associate's house and we work like crazy for about 3 hours. Then 2 hours. Then I take my nap. Then we work again about 3 hours. Then I go back home, and so on. And I work and I work and I work and I love that. And I really love that. So I think that if you want to attempt such a schedule, you really need to have all your time busy. Maybe in the evening, of course, sometimes I offer me a bit of time, like for 1 or 2 hours, I watch a film, a movie with my girlfriend. But most of the time, I'm really working hard, and I love that. It's like I love now getting out of my comfort zone. I don't know if you remember, but we talked about it. You asked me if I would use that energy that I involved in my adaptation, in my work, in my projects, actually, and it's really the case. Just now, I'm transferring all that motivation and all that willpower that I used to adapt in my project. So it's amazing, and I think it's only a beginning. I think I'm like only at the half of what I can do really, and how productive I can be. So I'm waiting, and I expect it to be tremendous.
Well, that sounds really fantastic. And people need to understand that when you're on a polyphasic schedule, you don't only get, more raw time, you also increase your productivity naturally. Would you say that your productivity increase is because of, taking naps, that they're refreshing, if you compare it to the Pomodoro technique, you like go for a work block, then have a rest block, and that rest block can be replaced by a nap? Would you say that it's something like that, or is it only your raw discipline that's transferring over?
Yeah, my raw discipline also, but taking a nap is very pleasant when you are working and you know that a nap time is coming. It's very pleasant, even though you don't feel sluggish and tired. You say to yourself, I'm gonna have some dreams, and it's gonna be restful, and it's gonna be like very good. And also, when you do such a schedule, you need to make abstraction of anything when you are going to take a nap. So if you are like thinking about your problems, thinking about your business, thinking about everything that you need to get done, you can't fall asleep. So I'm developing an ability to really take my mind off my life actually, so I can fall asleep easily. And it's not perfect at the moment, but it's getting more and more even more better, even better, yeah, even better. And I don't use any Pomodoro technique because I unfortunately forget to set up my alarm clocks and so on. So I do a sort of Pomodoro technique, but naturally. So I like work for about, yeah, 1 hour to 2 hours, and between that I like take a rest of about 5 to 10 minutes, and I use naps also like rest. Um, Also, I usually stop working between 5 to 10 minutes before my nap. Otherwise, I'm like too involved in what I was doing, and then I don't. I struggle to fall asleep. So yeah, it's yeah. To finish this, is incredible how polyphasic sleep itself really gets you productive and gets you that discipline that you really want to be a person like Steve Jobs or something.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds really fantastic that you're able to, shut off your mind at will and be able to fall asleep for that. And I'll be interested to hear more about how you can control that even more after you've adapted and how you're going to develop that. It's really interesting to hear, and it's great to hear also that your productivity is increasing from this. And I want to talk about something that you talked about in the beginning with your dreaming, that you started to have dreams in your naps now. That sounds really fantastic, and can you elaborate a bit there?
Yeah, so usually it's very special naps because they are really related to my real life. When I slept during the night and had dreams, it was really special dreams. Like I could dream of nothing and everything all together. And during the day, it's during my nap. Sorry, it's like I dream of concrete things. I dream of what I want to do. I dream of my projects. I dream of what I'm working in, and it's pretty amazing because everything in my dreams is like going very well, and I know what I'm doing. I feel confident, and it's amazing. Sometimes I even have some dreams like. In fact, it's very special because in those dreams they feel very real, but it's completely exaggerated. So I'm like in Dubai and working on my project, and it feels very real. So it's a bit like a visualization. So I know that I want to get there, and my brain knows that I want to get there, and the naps reinforce that feeling more and more. So I really wish to have like dreaming naps all the time. Unfortunately, the few days that I passed just now, like I passed 3 days without any real dream that I can recall. I know that I dream between 2 and 5 times on one nap, so it's incredible how a nap feels very long. So I feel like the nap lasts between 1 hour and 5 or 6 hours. It's depending between a few factors. When I wake up, or I feel that I wake up during my naps, and EEG doesn't even see that I woke up. That are the naps where I really feel like they are lasting a very long time. It's most likely that I have my 3 hour core in one nap, so it's crazy, and it's usually filled with dreams. I don't know if there is any technique to really remember every dream that I do in my naps, and I hope that after that adaptation I will naturally remember them easily. I keep a little journal, but it's very difficult for the moment to recall them every time. But when I recall them, it's extremely amazing, and I love that feeling.
Yeah, for sure. For remembering dreams, if you're interested in tips, try to tell yourself before you go to sleep that you will remember dreams. That, telling yourself to do that is going to improve your dream call already. It's pretty easy after a bit of time at least. But this sounds very interesting. Have you thus far been able to actually solve some work-related problems during your naps, or are you just like living out your fantasies at the moment?
It's more of living out with my fantasies. I don't really have problems, or when I have problems, I solve them. So yeah.
Okay, for sure, because people who are interested in lucid dreaming usually, or they can take that time to prepare for work or just solve problems related to work. And I was wondering, like, it sounds to me like you're interested in lucid dreaming and remembering dreams and controlling your dreams, and that's especially cool because polyphasic sleep allows you to do that very easily. But what do you plan to do with your dreaming skills once you get adapted, once you can focus on something else? Are you going to use them to do something that you want, or are you just going to, dream more?
Well, if I can use them to do something that I want, it would be completely crazy. But I'm someone that's kind of not pessimist, but I always see. Yeah, we have an expression for that in French, but I don't know it in English. I always see the thing like it's not going to go like I want to. So I'm skeptical. Like if I will really like. Look, I was very skeptical of the fact about my REM naps. I was pretty sure that I would never have REM nap, SO REM nap. But finally I got them, so maybe I will be able to control my dreams and everything. So if I can do that, I think I would I would work and meditate in my dreams. It would be amazing.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds really amazing and really great. Squeeze in even more productivity and just self-care during your dreams. That sounds really awesome, for
And
sure.
are you telling that some people manage to like be productive in their dreams?
Yeah, for sure. It's called lucid dreaming. You can many people can like take that time to prepare for a speech the next day, or just learn the piano, for example, in their dreams. It's really interesting.
What the fuck? Hey, really, hey, really see if I can do that, it would be amazing. I would love to do that, really.
Yeah, for sure. I can send you the resource to the polyphasic.net article we have on lucid dreaming and polyphasic sleep after this discussion, so you can read more into that. But if we go back to the discussion here, you said that you've been able to be very productive during your time, 16 hours of productive time about a day. That's very high for sure. But during your morning sleep deprivation time, do you usually, or how do you combat that? Is it still the jumping ropes and setting a million alarm clocks, or has that changed recently?
I do burpees. It's more burpees now, and jumping rope. It's in the morning, really, when I straight after wake up. I go downstairs and I jump with my rope about 5 minutes. I also use another technique is that I put my computer quite high on a wardrobe or something, and I work standing up. I had an episode like that between day 35 and day 33 or something, where I was extremely sleep deprived, and even if I like did jumping jacks, I was like, how do you say that? I was like wet and so on, and even with so much physical exertion, I sat down and I just counted 15 seconds and my eyes were already closing. So it was incredible. Even when I was standing up, my eyes were closing and I wanted to fall asleep. So yeah, I put my computer up and I was like playing on the game that's what's very in action. So yeah, is that's the way that I passed those difficulties.
Okay, for sure. It sounds interesting and especially cool that your eyes are starting to or force you to or your body is forcing you to sleep like really quickly. And also when we talk about this, it sounds like the only thing that's left for you in order to adapt is about wake time programming, that you need to insert light sleep into your core before you fall asleep. Do you think that's the situation, or do you need something else too?
Yes, I think it's really possible that it's that case. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, for sure, and that's really cool. Okay, I don't have anything else to say. Do you have any tips for people who are struggling in their fourth adaptation stage on how to handle this that we haven't talked about yet?
Well, each time I'm like in my car driving or something, and I remember that I have tips. I say I need to write them down, and I forget about them. But right now, I could say that really playing a game that's quite addictive or something during the adaptation, like standing up, is quite a good way to stay awake. Also, really be committed and don't let your brain trick you and like sit down and put your head down or something. And I'd say that's a good way to stay awake if really you want to work and be productive. It's like doing a bit of jumping jacks and then do burpees. It's really powerful. I usually did that for about every minute. I was like working, then I was doing burpees, and I was going back working, and up standing up was really a good way also to stay productive. So I don't think that I have other things. Yeah, being careful of not being too hot during a nap. During a nap is really an effective way to wake up refreshed, in my opinion. Because each nap where I was like going in my nap kit and I was like a bit discomfortable and I felt that I was quite hot. I didn't have good sleep quality and it was not a good nap, and I woke up like a bit sluggish and so on. So really, in my opinion, it's better to be a bit colder than a bit hotter. to really have effective quality.
Yeah, okay, for sure. That's cool to hear. And okay, thank you for this talk, and I'll be seeing from you later. We'll probably have another conversation next week, and hopefully you will be adapted by then, and the audience can hear about your success.
Sure, sure.
Okay, good luck and bye bye.
Thank you, goodbye.